He knew of that. He said, do you have a copy? I said, I have a copy, but I don't have a signed copy. So no one knows it. Every time we've tried to find out, there's blocks and blocks everywhere.
Let me tell you something about that. All constitutions are trust minutes, because all constitutions are based on trust. There's always a grantor, and there's always a beneficiary that the grantor grants a right or property or interest to, and is held by a trustee and is protected by a trust protector. Reason that likely is not found by you is because that constitution you are referring to is meant to be a private contract, with someone being the beneficiary, and the general people of New Zealand are not meant to be that.
No, we're not, because yeah, it spells it out in that contract. We're not. It's only what they've done is they've gone back to the Māori chiefs, and I don't know, because I don't know which chief signed it, and their descendants.
Look.
So it's narrowed down even from the first one.
So this is what you need to do. In short, what they've done is just use basic trust and contract law. You can do the same. Now let me put you on game. Something that works universally. I've done this at Malta. You can create your own constitution once you have the trust. And all governments have some type of agency that registers work. When I say work, it can be a form of copyright or trademark. You must trademark that trust minute called the Constitution and bylaw. Once you trademark it, that jurisdiction will issue you a certificate, which is a form of self-confession that they acknowledge the separate jurisdiction of that constitution you've created. I want you to stop and think about that, because that's a form of treaty that now allows you to take it and enforce it in a certain way to not qualify for. So what those guys that you're speaking of, what they did is they engaged in trust and contract law. The part they're not telling you is that they trademarked it or registered it, that same constitution. That's the reason why no one will ever provide you the signed version of it, because once people start knowing about it, they can replicate it for themselves. Then it doesn't become so special. Once everyone is free, the game is as good as dead. So what you need to do is, once you have your express trust, create a constitution to it. Copyright that actual constitution itself, like people copyright lyrics. No different. Sequence of work is a unique creation. So same thing as a constitution. Those sequence of words are your jurisdiction that you're bound by. One of the reason and origin of copyright and intellectual property protections, whether it be trademark or not, is for the purpose of separation of jurisdiction. That's one. Second purpose is for the purpose of treaty. That's treaty, meaning other jurisdiction acknowledge the power of something foreign to them. Once you copyright that constitution that states its own jurisdiction, aka the language of what you're governed by, and you copyright it, and their office issues your certificate relating to it or a number, that is what you use and send to these